Time for the waiver wire presented by YouTube TV. Taking a look at some guys you might want to target heading into week 11. Couple of quarterbacks. Josh Dobbs, no surprise. Jordan Love, who had one of his better games for the recent month this past weekend. Meanwhile, running back Jaylen Warren starting to get some more love. Devin Singletary could be taken over there in Houston. Keaton Mitchell continues to be explosive in Baltimore. Antonio Gibson did things this past weekend. Tyjae Spears continues to have a nice role there in Tennessee. And Ty Chandler, who could be moving up the ranks in Arizona. Zach Charbonnet still getting some love. And Rico Dowdle, at least one Cowboys running back can score a touchdown. It's not Tony Pollard. Over to the pass catchers, Brandon Cooks, who I feel like an idiot because I dropped him last week, and then he decides to have the biggest game of his season. Noah Brown has been hot the last 2 weeks. Demario Douglas is the number one receiver in New England, for what that is worth. Jaden Reed and Romeo Doubs came back to life. Michael Wilson looks like he might have some more juice now that Kyler is at quarterback. And Trey McBride, who we talked about earlier, but always room to talk about him again. And to help us with that and more, it's our friend Matt Okada, who pins the weekly waiver wire article. Should I say pins? Because he actually types it out like most of us do nowadays. But you can find that online at NFL.com/waiverwire. All right, Matt, 4 teams on a bye this week. The Falcons, the Colts, the Patriots, and the Saints all get the week off. But let's talk about some quarterbacks that you might need to pick up. Josh Dobbs, man, like he is the best story in the NFL right now. It's great to see him bounce around, but it's a great story, man, because he's playing good football, and that's really more than anything what we want in fantasy. We want somebody who's playing well.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm a Creed fan, as you well know, Marcus, so it's going to be a greater story for me. I'm a little biased here, but yeah, here's the thing. The 4 guys on bye this week, you're not starting any of them, but it doesn't really matter. Dobbs is still a QB1 for me moving forward. He has averaged 24.3 fantasy points per game over the last 3 weeks, which included a team change, 23, 25, and 25 points in those 3 contests. It's productive passing, but it's also, and it's more importantly, elite rushing numbers. And you put those 2 together and you get a very strong floor-ceiling combo that I think makes him legit consideration for fantasy moving forward. If you want to know how good his rushing is, 7 games with 40-plus rushing yards this season. That is 1 short of CMC and Travis Etienne at the top of the league. And he scored a rushing touchdown in 4 straight games. Plus, remember, his 50 combined points over his 2 starts as a Viking have all come without Justin Jefferson, who could return soon, bring maybe even some more upside for Dobbs. He has an upcoming matchup with the Broncos and the Bears. I consider him a locked and loaded QB1 for both. I'm starting him down the stretch. I think he must be picked up.
Agree with you there. I mean, he moonlights as being a rocket scientist is a hobby for him. Devin Singletary, though, I have watched a lot of Devin Singletary in my day. He has never done anything like he did yesterday. Is this a 1-week blip on the radar, or is Devin Singletary for real?
That is a tough question, and the big part about it that's tough is he's never really been given an opportunity like this. Now, 30 carries for 150 yards and a touchdown, by the way. 30 carries is not the expected opportunity, even if Dameon Pierce were to never return, which we expect he probably will. But I think the big takeaway from this past game is he can handle 30 carries and be very productive. He's been, 5'7", 200 pounds, so he's never gotten the true lead role. But we saw it happen for 1 week in Houston, and it looked really good. Will that mean that he remains the bell cow when Pierce comes back? I think probably not. Pierce probably will still get some carries, but keep in mind, Dameon Pierce was literally the least efficient back in the entire NFL prior to his injury. He was rushing at 3 yards a clip. So with Singletary playing like this, Dameon Pierce playing as he had and now dealing with an injury that could potentially linger, we don't know. I think that Singletary is probably the lead back in general, maybe splitting time. But remember, he played in committee situations in Buffalo over the prior 2 seasons. He was the RB20 in fantasy over that 2-year span. So I think he has good value. He's a top RB ad for me this week.
He absolutely should be added. Obviously, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not going to rush for 150 yards every week, but he should definitely be on fantasy rosters. Speaking of committees and guys who are explosive, Keaton Mitchell, he's not getting a ton of touches, but he's doing a lot with his few opportunities. He's sort of Devon Achane 2.0 right now. I mean, I don't know how sustainable it is, Matt, but he's another guy that you just can't ignore on waivers.
Yeah, you stole the words right out of my mouth and my waiver article, Marcus. I called him Devon Achane Light in my column this week. Extremely explosive, one play to make your day, change of pace kind of back, that's on a very productive, run-heavy offense, which means there is some opportunity there even when you're not the lead guy. And yeah, he was a superstar back in week 9. He was a guy to stash in last week's column, and then he had a solid encore this week. 30-plus yard chunk plays, both on the ground and through the air. The 39-yard run turned into a touchdown. Only 4 touches on 11 snaps. That's when I say Devon Achane light, that's the light part. It's not great. But the flip side of that coin is that he still out-touched Justice Hill and outproduced Gus Edwards. So I think that the opportunity is going to continue to grow. It really seems like it can't not continue to grow the way he's playing. And I think that you want Mitchell on your roster, not necessarily in your starting lineup just yet until we see more opportunity. But if it comes, you've got to start.
Yeah, they have to give him more work there in Baltimore. Speaking of more work, we saw Antonio Gibson more involved this week. He was the number 2 receiving option this week for the Commanders behind only his backfield mate, Brian Robinson. Can we trust this moving forward?
Yeah, the wide receiver mess in Washington this past week was very frustrating. The usage for Gibson was not so frustrating for anyone who has him or is interested in picking him up. Now, this is not going to be the case every week that it's Brian number 1 and Antonio number 2, but Gibson has now had 3 straight games with 5+ catches and has had 40+ receiving yards in 2 straight. So I think things are looking slightly up. He's increased his fantasy points in 3 straight weeks, 12+ points in each of the last 2. I feel like we as fantasy managers have kind of always known this was possible for Antonio Gibson, and Ron Rivera and company and Bieniemy are just now apparently figuring it out.